Hey guys, Coty here. It's time for vlog 2, second clinical rotation, fall. It's halfway through October. It's the 14th. Um, Almost to the end. Super excited. A couple more months, then a big test, and we'll be all set. I'm ready. We got our questions all set up here next to me. We're going to start off with number 1. My top 10 tips for future students. I actually wrote down 11 of them, but they're not in any specific order or anything. They're all pretty important, in my opinion. So I'll just read them off right in the order that I wrote them down. Number 1, be prepared for bad days. Everyone's going to have them, even once we're out of clinicals, out of school, been doing it for years, you're still going to have your bad days. Can't really plan for them, can't really do anything to prepare for them. You just gotta be prepared, know that they're gonna happen. Tip 2, don't give up. No matter what happens, you can't give up. It's just, at least for me, that's never even an option. There's no giving up. So, tip number 3 is give it your all. Don't leave any doubts. Just put everything you've got into it. Make the best. Tip number 4 is show interest. If you're engaged and active and showing interest in classes and clinical and lab night, and there's going to be no reason why you're not going to succeed. Tip number 5 is ask questions. There's no dumb question. If you have that question, more than likely someone else has that same question. So don't be afraid to raise your hand, speak up, whether you're in class, in lab, in clinical, in the middle of a surgery. If you have a question, don't be afraid, just ask it. I found that my preceptors and my surgeons, they're always more than happy to answer my questions, no matter how silly they might seem or be. And most of the surgeons are actually pretty happy when you ask them questions. They like it when you're engaged. So, tip number 6, be on top of your time management. There's definitely lots and lots and lots to do in this program, and you really got to manage your time to stay on top of it. That takes us to tip number 7, stay on top of your homework. It's easy to get behind, and once you're behind, it's hard to get caught back up. So, I mean, it sucks, but any spare time that you have, really, you got to be doing some homework. You have to. It's only a couple of years. I know that it seems like a lot now, but looking back on it, it went so fast. So stay on top of your homework. Don't get behind. If you do get behind, ask for help. Classmates should always be willing to help each other. Tip number 8 is don't get burnt out early. You got to take, I just said that you got to be doing homework all the time, but every once in a while you got to take some time for yourself. Just relax, give yourself a little break. But you gotta manage those. You gotta, going back to tip number 6, this time management. You can take time for yourself, but make sure you're being smart about it. Tip number 9 is take initiative. If you are comfortable doing something, then step up and do it. Plain and simple. You stand in the background, you're gonna get left in the background. You got to step up and do what you can do. Again, in class, in lab, in clinical, everything. If you're comfortable do it. Just take the initiative. If you're in lab and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, then just do something. You can't just stand around. Tip number 10 is don't act like you know everything. You don't know everything. We're in school. We don't really know anything, really. So, there's no point in being rude or acting like you know everything, because even once we're out of school, I don't think I'll ever know everything. So, just be receptive. Your preceptors, your surgeons, don't act like you already know something when they're trying to help you. If you do already know, then you can politely find a way to tell them that, or just take the information. It's always good to have second opinions or reinforcement. So I've been told the same things over and over, and I just say, okay, thank you. And your bonus tip, number 11, your preceptors are very valuable. They're full of information. They're full of tips. They're doing what it is that we're going to school to do. So take advantage of them. Not in a bad way either. Take advantage of their knowledge. They know what's going on. You can find a few of them that are still fairly new, and they know exactly what you're going through, and your preceptors are very knowledgeable, very valuable. On to question 2. 5 annoying preceptor attributes. I found this one hard to answer. I got 3 of the 5. Number 1 is they can be over helping, where they kind of forget that they're supposed to stand back and they're trying to pass instruments. They're trying to get in there and do what they have been trained to do and what they have been doing for their career. It's hard for them to step back and not do anything. So I found that's I don't really think it's annoying, but if they're reaching over me and changing around my mass stand or trying to pass off instruments when I know that I can do it, it does get kind of annoying. Attribute number 2 would be the preceptors that are just completely unhelpful, whether it be with evals or setups or whatever. They just, there's some preceptors that are not going to be very helpful. They're just not good teachers. So you got to be prepared for that. When it gets to the annoying part of the unhelpful is students or preceptors that have been through programs. They know that we need our evals filled out, but they just won't do it. They just refuse. And that gets annoying. They have been through the program. They know that we need those for grades. So it is what it is. We just gotta get through it, find a way to work through it. Attribute number 3 are the preceptors that will tell you you're doing really well to your face, and then behind your back they'll grade you really poorly on your evals and put a bunch of stuff in your evals telling you what you did wrong and how poorly you were doing. That's really annoying to me. I'd rather them tell me right to my face, or even tell me when they see it happening, instead of letting me do it. They could just mention it and try to mention the correct way to do it in the situation, instead of waiting a day or 2 days and putting it on the computer and hiding behind the computer screen. So that's kind of annoying to me. But yeah, those are my annoying preceptor attributes. Like I said, I couldn't think of all 5 of them, but question number 3 is 5 positive things from clinicals. I'd say the most positive have been multiple doctors saying that they'd be happy to have me on their specialty team. I found that really encouraging, very uplifting and positive for me. Number two would be completing cases 100% on my own, start to finish. Preceptor doesn't even gown in until this, until he absolutely has to, and then they're just standing back and they're walking away and talking to other people, and they're completely comfortable with me doing my own thing. It feels awesome. It's very positive, very reassuring. Another positive thing that I really enjoy seeing is when preceptors mark on your evals that you are able to scrub the case alone. Instead of saying soon, it says yes. That's awesome for me. Makes me so happy to know that I'm doing well, that they think I could do it by myself. And another huge positive thing that I've heard was one of the doctors at Munson. Now that I'm not there anymore, they've been asking where I'm at. They want me in their room, and they've been telling people they had no idea that I was even a student, which is really awesome. That's big. It was a plastic surgeon, and that to me that makes it even bigger because they're usually the hard ones to work with. So that was awesome to hear that through a couple of different people. That definitely lifted my spirits and helped me along. Encouraged me, reinforced that I was moving down the right path. So, and my fourth and final question is one thing to pass on to following students. Study, especially your instruments. We don't get a whole lot of hands-on studying time with those instruments. One day a week in lab is nice, but it's not a whole lot of time. So, you gotta use every minute that you can to be studying those instruments and learning them. Find any way that you can to differentiate and distinguish which are which, and when you're setting up your instruments, always set them up the same way. That way it's easier for you, right where you put them every single time. So that's what I would want to pass on to following students. Also, following students, don't get discouraged if you're the only guy in the class. It seems to be pretty common that there's only one guy in every class. There's plenty of male techs out there, so don't get discouraged. Feel like you're going into the wrong profession or anything. I've really enjoyed everything I've done so far, and definitely glad that I'm doing this and going down this path. I'm super excited to be just a couple of months away from being done. It's been a lot of hard work, and I'm ready to see it pay off. Alright guys, that's my vlog for today, and I will see you next time.